Okay, started.
Thank you.
Chair,
Can I
just to announce, I'm going to put on the transcription as well, along with the recording, so that we can get a proper account for the minutes.
No problems at all.
Oh, sorry, Surinder's already started the transcription as
Yes,
well. Sorry,
I
I thought
have.
you. Sorry, I thought you just done the recording.
No.
Okay, first of all, can I welcome everyone to our Darlaston Plan for Neighbourhoods board meeting. This is the public part of our meeting, which is recorded, and what we will be doing is going through the minutes and apologies. So, Surinder, can we start with apologies, please?
Yeah, sure. Apologies from Sean Darcy, Connie Jennings, Aradna Mamai, Phil Dolby and Joyce Gibson. They sent their apologies.
Thank you for that, Surinder. Just on declarations of interest, has everyone's declaration of interest been received now?
Not everyone's, no. We have a number. We did send in various emails this week. Sabor and I did. So we're waiting for a few still.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll put that as an action into the private meeting. We'll pick that up on who's still outstanding and I will chase them myself. From a declaration point of view, is there anything on the agenda for the public meeting where declarations need to be made? I think there is. Thank you. So what we're looking to do is at our last, if we go through the minutes, Surinder, page by page, we can go through what we agreed and if there was any matters arising that we need to box off, and then we'll go into the feedback from the advisory groups.
Sure. Can you see my screen? Just let me know if you can see them.
I can, yeah, I can, yeah.
Yeah, okay, lovely. So these were the public notes from Thursday, 23rd of October.
Yep.
That was page 1. Page 2. And page 3. And the public session ended 11:30.
Thank you very much. I've read them, so I take those as a reflection of that meeting. Is anybody else who could second those for me? A show of a hand would be helpful. Thank you, Emma. So we'll take them as read. Is there any matters arising or actions that are outstanding from the last public part of our meeting, Surinder, that we can go through? Or were they all closed? It's only the declarations of interest.
There was one, but it was about the Christmas, to share ideas about the Christmas fair. And I think Adrian mentioned that maybe Adrian needs to give us a feedback on that because it was Adrian.
So, Chair, we've if I could, we've approached the organising committee, and I've got an item further, hopefully to bring under any of our business around the potential investment in that area.
And also there were a couple of actions regarding the conflict of interest forms and the bios, but we've obviously sent emails and as a reminder this week and last week.
Can I call Adrian? Can I bring you in?
Yeah, I expressed at the last meeting where not all board members were present that could have been a conflict of interest with me, so I kind of moved out the way and Paul agreed to approach Hazel himself. Because obviously I would naturally vote for everything for that fun fair because it's for underprivileged children.
No problems with that. Thank you for that, Adrian. So if there's no other matters, we'll pick up in the private session around declarations and I will chase the people up for that. We'll go from there. So now just moving on to feedback and advisory groups. Paul, can you tell me, first of all, have you spoken to every chair of the advisory board and their terms of reference, please? Because that was one of
that task is not complete. I've spoken to Hannah, I've spoken to Joyce, and I've had a quick conversation with Amir, who I will say is ahead in terms of this work. I've still got a piece of work to do to speak to the Faith rep, which I'll endeavour to do this week.
Okay, just for clarity, because I know Sadia wanted to make sure jargon, we sort of bust through jargon. Paul, do you just going to give a reference of what terms of reference really means and how it affects how this group or the subgroups work, just to give it a high level, please?
So terms of reference are fundamentally our working rules. They will cover things like quorum. They will cover things about decision making. They will cover things around conflicts of interest, and it's just about the running of each of those groups. This one will be quite formal. I think some of the advisory groups may have some less formality around them, but certainly things around conflict of interest will be something that's really, really important.
Thank you for that. So moving on to the community groups. So we've had some apologies. So normally we would start with community and residents groups, which Joyce leads. Joyce has Paul.
Chair, I've got a little bit of an update if you'd like it from
please.
Joyce. So
Yeah,
I spoke to Joyce yesterday. She wanted me to report back that she's doing some focus work around meeting with community groups to make sure that there is a full understanding of the board and how it operates, and that will happen over the next couple of weeks. She wanted me to sort of make sure that everybody understood how well she thought the meeting at Grace Academy went, and the importance of that kind of engagement. And she wants to do some work with primary schools and also sort of care homes and residential homes. So she's going to push that over the next couple of weeks, plus also have a drop-in centre session, probably in the library or the Darlaston town hall in the next 2 weeks as well.
Thank you very much for that, Paul. Thanks for that feedback. Rakaya Rax she's not on this call. Has she sent apologies? And I know she was going to be. I will reach out to her because I think she was going to be out for a couple of weeks. I will pick that up myself. I don't think. Do we have apologies from Hannah?
No.
Okay. So again, Hannah's not on the call. She will normally give an update on youth groups. Emma, can I bring you in on Business Enterprise and Innovation Group, please?
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Chair. My name's Ahmed Yaqub. I'm the Manager Director in the real estate sector, resident of Darlaston and the lead for the Business Enterprise and Innovation Board. Really, by way of a quick update, really, since our last briefing on the 23rd of October, we as a team, as a group, we continue to meet on a consistent basis just to maintain progress and really alignment with the wider plan for neighbourhood objectives. We have devised our full terms of reference document, has been drafted. We're just awaiting formal sign-off on that. Bit about sort of engagement approach. We aim to engage with the full breadth of really the local business community, anything from sole traders, micro businesses, really up to the large corporations. We'll also work in order to enable that. We're working with sort of key intermediaries that include the Chamber of Commerce. It'll include the Walsall Council Business Support Team, really just to extend our reach and strengthen our business engagement. Bit about the communication plan. We are developing a structured communication plan, really to support our outreach. This will include a business questionnaire, really to help us gather insights and understand local needs and really shape future support. Partnership development. Now, my colleague Kevin, really is progressing high-level discussions with various key partners, and they will include, which we've talked about in the last briefing on the combined authority, whether it's from an investment perspective or social enterprise opportunities. Walsall Council, again, for strategic alignment and business support. There's other factors, other partners, which again we've talked about previously, which could be the Better Social Capital, which talks about double bank account funding avenues, and finally, Youth Futures Foundation. There are a lot more, but there's lots of ongoing conversations. Final update, really, the team have had a meeting with BITC, their business in the community. We've really the objective really is more about pride of place programs. They're focused on long-term strategic change with local communities, and this aligns strongly with the ambitions of our board. Again, that's only a very small brief, but lots of discussions and conversations, and that's where we are. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emma, for that update. Is Father Gilbert on, or did you send apologies?
He hasn't sent apologies and he's not with us today.
Okay, not a problem. I will pick that up. So this will become a standard view in our public part of our meetings to give updates, and as projects come through, we'll be updating everyone in public. Roland, can I bring you in for communication and engagement, please?
Yes, of course. Roland Roberts, one of the two leads on communications and engagement. The big news really since we last met is that the questionnaires have been sent out to over 8,000 homes in the area. My thanks go to the council for making that a heck of a lot easier than it might have been. The team has been great, and I thank you for that. So there are paper copies in 8,000 homes within the area, well, over 8,000, I think. Hopefully they'll have landed on the mats about 10 days ago, 7 or 10 days ago, and we're hoping to start to see some responses to that. Obviously, we've got the online version as well, which has been touted on social media and also on our website, which is the next big thing that's happened since we last met. The website went live. That has access to information on everything to do with how who's on the committee, where the money is coming from, what it's for, how they can engage, the ability to be able to draw down the questionnaire or to actually just send us some ideas they have for the area directly on the website if they don't want to do the form. It also has the video of the first meeting, the public meeting, and this video will go on it as soon as I receive it. In addition to that, on social media, we started some posting there as well, and we have actually set up a page on Facebook as well, because it seems to be the preferred way of communication on social media in the area. And we've engaged with 2 or 3 of the largest groups that between them have just over 20,000 local viewers or members. And we've started putting some social media posts out on there, and we've got a plan of about 30 of those to go out over the next 14 days or so across those areas as well. So that's the next big thing that's happened really, and I would encourage you to go and have a look at that, either members or people who are watching online after the meeting, and you can find the website at darlastonplan.com and also on darlastonplan.co.uk as well. So you'll be able to see everything on there. Any questions or queries you have on that, please let me know, or if there's any mistakes you spot, obviously, we would be very pleased to make any corrections if you find them. Okay, terms of reference for our committee have been drafted, and we're just waiting. We will wait to have those approved. Obviously, Wazim and I will have a chat about that before they're approved. And then what else? Website. Oh yes, consultation events. Obviously you've heard about the one at Grace Academy where we put some feedback on the website ready to go today, and on top of that and the questionnaires going out to 8,000 homes, are not organised by us on this occasion but by Pat McFadden, the local MP. There was an event at the town hall which I attended. Emma was there as well, and we received last night the feedback from that, which will go into the mix with everything else that we have from the questionnaires and the local meetings when they happen, and the online comments and all of that will all be taken into account when we start to put our plan together. But we've got some more time yet to get some more questionnaires in, to do some more advertising, to make sure that people know that it's there, and that they're also at the library. So that's everything, I think, at the moment, but it's been a busy couple of weeks.
Roland, thank you very much for that update and that activity that we're seeing. Unless there's any questions, can I move on to Crime Hub?
Can I just comment quickly? There's 200 surveys in the Council House post room for any of the board members who want to collect them if they're doing events or if they're talking to people and they want to give out the survey. So there are 200 there to be collected by any board members who want them.
So can we in the private session sub? Thank you for that. That 200. I'm sure that the sub chairs and including myself, I think Roland said we should stand outside ASDA and start doing it, and I'm happy to do that because we have to be seen. We have to be visible. As we're listening. Thank you for that. So, Roland, just one question for me. I think there was a public meeting around, and how many people attended that public meeting with Pat McFadden?
I can't remember the number, but I would say, and Emma might want to sort of say, I think there was about 35 people, something like that, 35 people. Matt was there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that about right? I mean, it was very vocal. I mean, everybody got a chance to say something. And, you know, it was exactly what was advertised, really. And, you know, Pat did a good job keeping it together and making sure it was recorded. Everything was recorded. We have a fairly comprehensive list of things, and they've listed them under the key criteria for the money. So it's been very helpful. I believe he's going to do another one of an evening, I think, next, so that we can pick up all the people who can't make the daytime events, which is one of the comments that was made at the meeting, which I think is very fair, and we should take into account when we're setting up consultation events, because I think we should do at least 2 before the deadline and 1 maybe after as well. So that's another thing that's on our plan.
Okay, Anand, you had your hand up.
So I was going to suggest to use Darlaston Health Centre, which has got 3 practices and lots of other services, as one of the footfalls. So I can speak to the practices and get where are the flyers, so I can pick it up and.
They're at the Council House post room, but I can send you the details, the address, and where to pick it up, and I'll send that through to you.
Great, thank you, Sabah.
Can I just suggest it might be a good idea, Chair? Sorry to interrupt you, Anand, but it might be a good idea to get them from there in one bunch and bring them over to Darlaston so that people can get hold of them. Otherwise, everybody that wants them is going to end up travelling the same place. And I went over to get mine for the library, and whilst it's okay, it's still a pain in the neck. So, shall I arrange to have them brought over here? And then I'll send you a message to say where they are, and then you can just come and pick up what you want, and I'll let all the members know, all the members of the committee know where they are. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Sadia, can I bring you in?
I'll obviously update if we've got any further events that are taking place, but we are proactively asking residents to engage, and we have been posting and sharing quite a lot of information on our comms, through our comms as well.
Thank you very much. Roland, I assume Sadia and yourself are working collectively where comms are coming through. Is there sort of a connect?
Yes. She sent. Thank you, Sadia, for sending me the stuff yesterday. So as soon as it became available, it was made available to me. So that'll be on the website this afternoon, if that's okay with Sadia.
Sadia, you okay with that?
Yeah. Is this the report?
Yeah, the report that you.
I mean, if we're publicising, yes, that's fine.
Yeah, and it's just to go on the website to say what's happened and what the outcomes are. I think any time we can publicise what people are saying and the themes that they're talking about, it might inspire people to think about it themselves and what they feel about some of these areas. Because sometimes just saying, you know, we've got some money for the area, they don't actually necessarily know what the focus might be. So it helps to share those things, I think, so people.
It's fine. Them. We've communicated it out to those who've attended as well.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. Adrian, can I bring you in?
Yeah, just a quick one. Can you make sure I get a substantial amount sent over to my business then of the questionnaire? Because I got a handful of like 20 and they didn't even last an hour. People were just literally so keen to have their own word.
Okay, brilliant. Well, I'll make sure when I bring them back, Aid, I'll give you a shout and we'll get some over to you straight away. All right. It'll be in the next couple of days. All right, mate. No problem.
And on the subject of standing outside the ASDA or in the doctors, feel free to take Amy because she's a recognisable figure and an approachable figure and a friendly face. So feel free to borrow her for the afternoon or morning or whenever you decide to. Okay.
Yes, Aid. Thank you. can I just now move on to thank you for that feedback. Crime hotspots, please. Peter, you gonna?
Yep. So I'm Manjit Thai Chair, and so good morning to everybody. So I've been asked to touch on some of the crime hotspots for Darlaston, specifically Darlaston South and Moxley. What I first want to do though is try and share my screen with you all and just have a little look. So firstly, can someone give me the thumbs up if they can see my screen? It should just be a lot of red and green. So what I'm going to talk about firstly is our serious crimes, which in the main are reported through to the police either by the victim themselves or by a witness or somebody seeing them. So these are the crimes that will cause significant harm, community tensions. So what I've got up here is a list of offences from serious youth violence. We have violence with knife use, domestic abuse, vehicle crime, burglary, robbery and theft from the person. So I've got a hand up already, Amir.
Yes, thanks for that, Peter. Just wondering, you've just mentioned data is for Darlaston South and Moxley. Does this also include Darlaston North?
So no, this I was given data for Darlaston South. So if the data is required for the entirety of Darlaston, I am able to do that, but I wasn't given that data for this meeting.
Can I request that to happen, please, Peter? Because that'd be very, very important.
Absolutely no problems. And to be honest with you, what I'm going to touch on and what I'm going to give us a bit of a pledge to yourselves is I'm more than happy to touch point with all my councillors and the board around the stats that I'm going to talk to you about on a semi-regular basis, maybe even sort of 3 times per year in line with seasonality.
Yeah, that'd be helpful. Thank you for that. And also just to bear in mind, Peter, that we do have the town centre as a critical sort of hotspot. So that'd be very, very helpful for us.
Yep, no problems at all. So as you can see from the screen, there's a number of offences that have decreased in the area. So serious youth violence has decreased by 7%. These numbers aren't huge, but they are impactive. And as you can see, we are seeing slight increases in robbery offences and vehicle crime offences, but the numbers are not dramatic. But I'm going to go as far as to say, if I ask the community, how do they feel about crime? If I was to say, do you realise that serious youth violence is actually less this year than it was last year, a year to date, the community wouldn't think so because they don't feel it, because they don't feel safe. But this is just to give you a rough gist as to where we are at for total crime for Darlaston South and Moxley area. Total crime 2024-25 was 1,008. This year it's 4% less at 965, but he doesn't feel it. And I understand that. When we talk about hotspots, so that's for the type of crime, that's serious crime. When we talk about hotspots, which is what I'm going to have to look at, and key locations, can everybody see my screen still? Okay, so apologies for lots of different coloured circles, but ultimately blue represents ASB hotspots and crime in pink. As we can see, we've got quite a large concentration of ASB in and around areas of Walsall Road, King Street, and in particular, a hotspot for us is the areas surrounding the Asda. We get an awful lot of antisocial behaviour that's reported through there, assaults, robbery, theft, business crime, and then in terms of Wolverhampton Road, we've had hotspots of vehicle crime, harassment and criminal damage. Any questions in relation to that? For me, these are hotspots that I was expecting to come up. Has anybody got areas that they're questioning?
Yeah, sorry, Peter, just to confirm, when you say Wolverhampton Road, I assume you mean Wolverhampton Street.
Wolverhampton Street, sorry. Yes, yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Anything from anybody else before I just touch on another slide? No? Okay. So 25% of all serious acquisitive crime offences have occurred at Walsall Road, Dorset Road Terrace or Johnson Street. And when we've drummed down into the detail, a high percentage of those offences revolve around drug-related activity, which again isn't coming as a surprise to me but question out for yourselves, is this a surprise to anybody else, or are there streets that aren't in the detail that you would expect to have been in there from how the community is talking? No. I've also
just bear with me, Peter. Adrian, can I bring you in?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just swallowing my lunch at the same time. Yeah, I'm just shocked that Station Street and Latchett's Close haven't come up as a hot spot, because that's where a lot of our crime around our business comes from.
Station Street and
Latchett's Close, just off Ball Street.
Can I help you on that, Adrian? I suspect because that's coming under Darlaston North, and perhaps the data's not there.
Yeah,
possibly.
Sorry, yeah.
If that helps, Peter.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, well, what I will do, again, apologies, this detail was sent to me to present to you, and it's a conversation I had with Paul earlier on this morning to say I've only got south, so it's very easy for me to quickly get the data for Darlaston as a whole, and I'll either present it or send it through to yourselves, but I'd rather talk it through if possible. But yes, it hasn't come up, but I will check that out, Adrian.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
No problem. I have done some other digging just whilst I've been sat on the meeting first thing, just to give you all some context as well. The slide that I'm showing here is the peaks for antisocial behaviour in and around Darlaston, and that's Darlaston as a whole. So I've done this whilst we've been on the meeting first thing this morning. What you'll notice is the peak for April and May, but we have had a decline in reports of antisocial behaviour. I'm slightly guarded when I talk about antisocial behaviour because I'm confident that in the main, serious crimes get reported to us. Am I as confident about antisocial behaviour? No, I'm not. And that's where I always tread carefully with this data. But when I look at the detail, excuse the wrong numbers at the bottom of the screen, that is for 24 and 25. But when you look at the chart for 24-25, it replicates 23-24, showing peaks in and around April, May time, and drops during this time of year. So there's clearly some work that we need to look at doing in and around April, May, as we come into our seasonality from winter into summer, which is something that we need to drum down to into what exactly is the antisocial behaviour that takes place in those months. Is it off-road bikes? Is it increasing shop thefts? Is it increasing general use, throwing bricks, etc., or just disorderly behaviour? Any questions, guys? Hopefully, it's given you a very quick snapshot based on the detail that was given to me this morning. I will go away and do a wider piece, and I'm happy to share it out via email and also come together as a group. And like I say, what I would like to do is set a regularity of probably seasonality based, a brief for my local councillors and key community members around crime trends, patterns and hotspots.
So Peter, okay. Councillor Ward, can I bring you in?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Pete, is it possible to do the mapping the same as our geographical map for the board in terms of what our remit is?
I don't see the reason why not.
Just it would give us a clearer idea of what we're working with rather than bits that aren't included on our remit, that's all.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. And like I said, this was thrown at me sort of last minute. So I wouldn't have been able to have pulled that together within the...
Yeah, no, because there are bits of the north on that map that you showed. There were segments of the north. So if we could do the exact map that we're working to, I think it would just be more beneficial to us. Thank you.
That's absolutely no problem.
Peter, can I just come in there for a second? CCTV hotspots, do we have data on that? I know we've talked previously regarding CCTV as a potential requirement for the area. Is data available again for across the borough?
In relation to
your CCTV hotspots, so do you have sort of primarily information in terms of CCTV on certain areas?
Well, we'll have hotspots that come up that will then require or request CCTV, but I wouldn't say we've got CCTV data. That may be something that Paul might be able to assist with.
Okay.
So I was going to volunteer for next week to get some data around our CCTV cameras, their locations, and also how much reporting we get around those. Try and match that with Pete's map as well, so that we've got a complete picture.
Yeah, that'd be helpful, Paul, because one of the negativities we do get is that, you know, do we have sufficient CCTV? Is it working? Do we have that data? Is there a protocol in place for retrieving that data within timescale? So that would be a quite important piece of work for us going forward. Thank you for that.
Yeah. What I can say is we work really closely in partnership with the police, and therefore any requests are dealt with really, really quickly. It's based on a priority set of rules that we have, but if they need something really, really urgently, there's never an issue. They share the same office with Pete's team, so I don't think there's ever any delay in getting the information to them. But I will provide a little pack around this.
Thank you.
I'd also like to, at some point, be able to present something to the community around this, because it's okay me saying from my data, from my reporting, that these are my hotspots, but actually I don't live in the community, and I want to make sure that my hotspots marry their hotspots and that our activity marries the combined.
Thank you for that, Peter. So that covers off our public part of our meeting. So I'll bring that to a close now, Surinder, if you could stop the recording, and we will then go into our private part of our meeting.